Hello guys, welcome back to episode 7 of TBR Thursday. I've made sure that I kept track of what episode I'm on, because I don't want to get confused myself and I don't want to confuse you. And I have a playlist and I don't want to confuse the playlist either. So this week, I'm going to be looking at In Every Generation by Kendare Blake. Now, the reason why I'm looking at this one is because it's at the top of my TBR and it was the closest and most accessible book that I could get to in the moment. And it's a Buffy book. And it begins with I, so I might consider it for my reading challenge. However, I do have a couple more contenders. So I have If I Stay and Into the Forgotten Forest that I could read for I. So I might do what I did with A Pug Like Percy, and I might spin a wheel for those 3 books to pick. But yeah, I'll see what other I books I have, and maybe I could do a wheel spin on that. But today we're looking at In Every Generation. Now this is a Buffy book. I really like Buffy. It's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And so I have Buffy books. And this, I think, is after the main show. You can get some books during the show, but this, I think, is a completely different story after the show when it's finished. So let's go into a deep dive of this book. So I'm just going to stick my light on it. So it's got the theme of this colour of the book is black, white and red. It's got the Buffy symbol, a couple of roses and an infamous stake, because they stake vampires. And there are some words here. And it says Sunnydale campus. There is a map in the background, I think. And it says the stakes have never been higher. And I really like this design. It's got roses on it. It's got these little studs as well. So yeah, I think that this cover design is really cute. Let me just sort my light out. So, turn it over. This is the back. So we have the Buffy symbol. And then it says, Into every generation a Slayer is born. The next generation starts now. It's because my camera is backwards, back to front. When it replays, it'll be the normal way. But to me, it's back to front, hence why I had to turn it around. But the cover illustration was made in 2022. The first hardcover edition was published in 2022, and the first paperback, which was this, I presume, is published in 2023. Now, I have seen the hardback version of this, but it's more expensive, so I got this on reduced at Waterstones for $8.99. So let's read the blurb. So it says, Frankie Rosenberg wasn't yet alive when her mum Willow, her aunt Buffy, and the original Scooby Gang destroyed the Hellmouth and saved the world from the first evil. These days, life in New Sunnydale is blissfully quiet. Frankie is just trying to survive her sophomore year at the rebuilt high school and use her budding magic powers to make the world a better place. Just gonna pause there, right? I don't know if this is going to relate to anything to do with the new Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot series, because they are making a new reboot show. And obviously it's got a new Slayer and all of this, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is coming back to reprise her role as Buffy. But I don't know if Frankie Rosenberg is going to exist in this universe, or if this book is just going to be unrelated to the new stuff. But the Sunnydale school, well, I don't know if it's the school, but Sunnydale in the show is called New Sunnydale. So I don't know if this might have some connection to the new show. We'll have to have a look when the new show comes out. But I'm going to give this a read, and then when that comes out, if it does link in any way, I will know. Okay, back to the blurb. So it says, Frankie... Yeah, there we go. But that world is suddenly plunged into danger when the Slayer community is the target of a deadly attack, leaving the future of the line uncertain. Then Frankie discovers she's sort of a freakishly strong. Oh, and there's something Willow never told her about her true identity. Cue the opening credits. Oh yeah, that's the theme. If you've watched Buffy, you'll understand. Quicker than she can carve a steak, Frankie discovers there's more to saving the world than the witty one-liners and stupid hot demons. Now everyone looks to her for answers, but speaking up has never been her strong suit, and it's hard to be taken seriously when your mum is such a powerful witch. She almost ended the world once, while your greatest magic trick is recycling. Despite the many challenges standing in her way, Frankie must assemble her own bumbling Scooby gang, get dressed up in Buffy's vintage 90s clothes, and become a new Slayer for a new generation before the rest of the Slayers comes for her next. Okay, so that is the end. I have seen the new Buffy cast, and I don't recognise a character called Frankie in the new Buffy cast, so I'm starting to think that the character of Frankie isn't in it, and that this is unrelated to the new show. Also, we have heard that there is only Sarah Michelle Gellar going to be in the new show. Like, Charisma Carpenter said that she hasn't been asked to come back and play Cordelia. And I don't know if any of the other original cast have come out and said that. But a lot of the Buffy cast that I am aware of has said that they're not allowed to say, or they're not coming back for the new show. But this sounds so cool. This has its own little kind of storyline. It's got its own little kind of... It's like a multiverse kind of thing. It's got its own little storyline and all of this. I hope you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say something, but I can't get the words out. But this is, I think, going to be unrelated to the new show, but it's got its own little world to it. You know what I'm trying to say. But I'm very excited to read it, and I cannot wait. I love all of my Buffy books, and this is probably going to be another one that I really enjoy. Also, Willow is one of my favourite characters, so hopefully Kendare Blake has absolutely aced the character of Frankie. I will have high expectations because it's a Buffy book. I will be reading really precisely to make sure that all of the details are correct that relate to the original show. So yes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.